Joshua, so now let's talk about who's hot and kind of go over some scrimmage detail from past Saturday. So good starting point right here. Joshua Haney's asking, is Jalen Hill practicing? Well, he's been practicing all season. Now, you didn't hear anything about him from this past scrimmage, which doesn't indicate that he's not participating or whatever, but I think he's getting closer to, 100%, whatever that means. Guy suffered a very significant injury last year. I still think it's incredible that he's even here at this point in time playing at this high level. He's been having a brace on. He's probably like no contact type guy. And I would imagine that he's making a little bit more strides because we continue to see a little bit more volume from him from the videos and the photos that the University of Alabama sends. A healthy and 100% Jalen Hill is going to be another fantastic wide receiver, just a loaded arsenal of weapons no matter how you want to slice it. But I'll tell you what, who's hot right now, is Lazier Brooks. Oh, my goodness. Isn't it amazing that even as stacked as this wide receiver room is, and you have guys that we really haven't even talked about enough, like Bubba Hampton, who's out right now, Cole Adams, Rico Scott, like these are ballers. Jalen Mbakwe, like one of the fastest players on the team. A new guy comes in from New Jersey, and he's just balling out of control right now. Like, this isn't hype. Go around, look at all your recruiting sites, whether it's Bama 247, Bama Online, Touchdown Alabama, Tide Illustrated, Crimson cover with Mick and Clint. Those guys are killing it. Or your Locked On Bama guys. Everybody's talking about Lazier Brooks. Everybody. Oh, J.D. Piquel. He does a good job. I like J.D. All those guys. I always like to see all those guys shine. But Lazier Brooks, it's going to be hard to keep him off the field. Courtney Morgan said this before spring football even started. He said, look, when Lazier Brooks has the football in his hand, he just does different things. Alabama football shared a microsecond of a clip of Lazier Brooks hitting the spin on somebody. He's hot. And with Ryan Williams now out because of Coach Keelon DeBoer said, like, Knicks, people were like, well, what the hell is Knicks? It's like, to me, Knicks, what is Knicks to you? And like Knicks, seriously, what does Knicks mean to you? To me, Knicks means like kind of like bumps and bruises, right? And you can like nick yourself shaving. So like cuts, bumps, bruises. He said, we already know what we're getting from Ryan Williams. If Ryan Williams isn't 99% healthy, then, that's fine. We're talking about practice. But I think we're getting to the phase of college football where your franchise-type players won't participate in spring football anymore. Like big-time guys because of a risk of injury, plus they're getting paid too much. They can't be paying, think about this, Alabama starting July 1st, same with all the programs in the country, will be allotted, $20 million to start paying their players. You think they're going to risk those players getting injured during the spring football period? You want an ACL on a player that you're paying, $3-4 million a season? No. That's going to be the continued end of spring ball. Or I think more of spring ball will just be about developing the players that just got here. JTL hitting with the nail polish comment. Ryan Williams does have a huge NIL deal it's a nail polish. I think it's like a beauty supply company. Dude, imagine how much he's getting from that. He marketed that perfectly. Joshua inside the comment box mentions Simpson is hot right now. Russell is right behind him as well. Mack had some really good plays as well. I think if Mack gets third, he may need to develop under DeBoer and Grubb one more year. Larry Large is like, I agree, Kyle. Coach DeBoer is holding out several players this spring. I think so too. Yeah, Sally's beauty supply. Yeah. Is that Sally's? No. It's Sally's, right? That's what I thought it was. Yeah, that's a major NIL deal. But Lazier Brooks, 1,000,000% high. And then I think Isaiah Horton has been able to display what we are hoping. We were hoping that Isaiah Horton would come here and be an absolute dog within that wide receiver room. Be like an instant starter, or at least be, playing at this point in time. The thing about it, as we learn more and more about Isaiah Horton, I'm sure there's a lot of people that already knew about this, but Ty Simpson and Isaiah Horton have a little bit of history from playing together at 7-on-7, both being from the state of Tennessee. And Isaiah Horton openly said this on the Crimson Tide Sports Network. He said, look, one of the reasons that I came to Alabama was simply because of Ty Simpson. He's like, that's my guy. And he believes in Ty Simpson. They have a really good chemistry. They mentioned that word chemistry. And throughout this spring season, these small amount of windows, how many times have you heard Isaiah Horton and Ty Simpson linking up? Big plays, touchdowns. They had another really good, a couple connections in this last scrimmage as well. So Ty Simpson, Isaiah Horton, you're starting to see that chemistry. And Lazier Brooks, He's absolutely been eating 100%. Zay Chill, what's up, man? See you inside the comment box. Hope you had a good weekend, bro. All right, look, don't get mad. This is how I'm feeling right now. At this point in time, people I talked to, people who saw the scrimmage, there was a lot of people that did see this past scrimmage, right? Okay, so this is how I have the quarterbacks at this point in time. I have it Ty Simpson, I have it Keelon Russell, and then I have Austin Mack as number 3. I moved Keelon Russell over Austin Mack at this point in time for Monday, April 7th, okay? That's where we're at. Phil Ty Simpson, just like Greg McElroy and just like other people have reported, he really has a strong hold on this quarterback starting position. Not surprised by it. Happy to hear it. We continue to hear really positive things about how he is taking command of this room. He had another very positive day during this scrimmage. Now, Coach Kalen DeBoer has to be careful about how he words different types of things, and the quarterback situation isn't determined. There's been nobody that has just been instantly the starter. You have a transfer portal coming up here from April 15th to the 25th. You don't want one of these guys to bounce out in the portal. There was a lot of people that saw Keelon Russell make some really good plays at this last scrimmage. And you have to take into account that he's mostly going against the twos. He is getting some opportunities with the ones, but he's right now working with the twos. Next practice is tomorrow, Stanley. One source told me that the things that he's able to do, he just has they worded it this a different gift. Like he's got it. Ryan Grubb talks about his wide field vision. He's just able to make plays that your typical quarterback isn't able to make. So I think Keelon Russell made a little bit of ground from this second scrimmage. And then I'm sure you saw the reports. I heard this as well, that Austin Mack struggled a little bit in this last scrimmage. I'm not concerned about it. I don't think that means like he's a bad quarterback or he's not going to still fight for the job. I think he's still in it, but I think he struggled a little bit in this last scrimmage. So take that as you will. Herman says if he wins the lottery between now and Saturday, he'll definitely be at the A-Day practice facilities. I think they need to name it. I think they need to call it A-Day practice. That probably won't be good for their whole marketing, getting people there. But that's what it is. It's an hour practice. And then if you're a member, Kimberly, what's up? If you're a member of Yay Alabama, then you get autographs following the game. So you do you, whatever makes sense. But it is free to watch. You don't get, think about that. You don't get a lot of times to see Alabama football play at Bryant-Denny Stadium. Hopefully the weather is amazing. And it's just like a practice. That's kind of, I've seen that Alabama could take another quarterback out of the transfer portal. Do you think that Alabama gets a quarterback from the transfer portal right now inside the comment box? Yes or no? I don't know. I'd probably say no. If I really had to answer yes or no. Again, the question is, do you think Alabama takes a transfer from the transfer portal? Here are some guys who are certainly high, and I think a lot of guys are in the secondary, right? Deshaun Jones is a guy that I think is certainly, doing a really good job from that Husky position. And I think maybe a player that is battling with Cam Calhoun at this point in time. I think that those two players are very talented, and I think they add a lot of depth. I mean, that's one thing that you have with the Alabama secondary right now at this point in time is a lot of incredible depth, right? I mean, you have – and that's something that we didn't have during the 2024 season at this point in time. You see what I'm saying? So you had the Husky position, Deshaun Jones, Cam Calhoun, Red Morgan. You're good with any of those guys, to be honest, right? The wide receiver position or the defensive back position, Damani Jackson, Xavier Brown, Dejon Lee. Dejon Lee, I probably rank him number 1 over Lazier Brooks, and then I'd probably go Keelon Russell if I was ranking the freshmen that were here at the University of Alabama. You see what I'm saying? That's how impactful that Dejon Lee has been this spring. Like, balling out. He had another interception at this last scrimmage. He was knocking down balls. He was making tackles. He is playing like absolutely elite level football right now for a freshman. And on the right, Bray Hubbard. I think Bray Hubbard scooped up a fumble or something like that, but Bray Hubbard's everywhere. He's an opportunistic player. Yeah, for sure, man. Alabama renegade in there with a mustard. Turn the TV off. Yeah, so look, when I think about the defense at this point in time, the area that I'm really focusing in on is the secondary. And I know, I'm excited about different areas, but the secondary was the biggest area of concern at this point in time last year. And now it's probably the least amount of concern. And that's credit to Kalen DeBoer, Courtney Morgan, Mo Lindquist, and now Jason Jones, all working that secondary. I appreciate you guys for always rocking with me right here on Bama Football on YouTube. You have practice on Tuesday, and you have practice on Thursday, and then you have A-Day practice on Saturday. So, get all in, support the players on Instagram, Athletes Thread, Yay Alabama, all those spots to cover your team. And look, there's a million different people that cover the Alabama Crimson Tide. Definitely, support those other great content creators. Small channels all the way large channels. Those I promise. I've pretty much every single one of them has worked here at Bama Football on YouTube, and I've seen the heart and the hustle from each of those guys. Love them all. So we move forward. We talk about Alabama football. I appreciate you guys rocking with me, and thanks for being here on this beautiful Monday, April 7th. Coming to you from beautiful Tuscaloosa, Alabama.